Hello everybody. In this video we want to show you the power of the Ark Zen system. Now the Ark Zen system has two main principles that drive it, which creates the whole power from which everything else is derived. And those two items are what we call unifying directory and macro journals. Let me show you over here, a unifying database and macro journals. So what we're doing is we're using import to import all the transactions. Every single transaction has an impact on the annual financial statements for a particular business entity. We're going to pull all these items together and we're going to have them in one database. And that database is designed to be able to programmatically derive the journals. Okay, and this is a huge benefit. By doing it this way, we don't have to have this constant reconciliation with the general ledger. We are simply deriving the general ledger from the underlying database, and we've got everything, so we're not missing any information, so we can in fact do that exercise. Okay, so here are our populations. We're going to have sales, bank, payroll, expenses, tax, for example. These are the populations that house all our entries. Within that population, there are going to be various columns. So for example, here on the macro journal side, I've got the net sales, because this particular sales table that we're looking at is sales by invoice. So every single invoice you execute during the course of that year, that's your population. And now we're going to have the entry debit sales, debit debtors, credit sales. Okay, that is your net sales, and then the VAT is going to go to debit debtors, credit VAT, and we're going to see that on the other side now. So this is the principle. These two principles together means that you can programmatically derive your journals, and that has huge benefits. We end up with what we call perfect harmony, because by definition we are drawing the double entry as part of a processing exercise straight off the underlying data. It cannot possibly be mismatched. So what we're going to do, let's go back here to the main system. So here I'm in my debtors system. I'm going to drill down on transactions and drill down into sales. So this sales account is now my database of individual items. Okay, this is now grouped by debtors, and you can see my net sales here 8.8 million and my VAT 1.2 million. So now what I can do, I can go back here to my journals, and I've got my journals by module here, so I can go by debtors, and in here you can see there's my sales journal, it's 3011, and sales VAT 3012, and these two have these items. If I drill down on here, it shows you by account. So there's a debit to trade debtors and a credit to sales. Okay, and now on the other side here on the VAT, debit, trade debtors, and all our journals are binary. And there's a huge benefit to having binary journals, because now you can always see what is the other side of the equation. When you have composite journals, it turns it into a terrible quagmire, and that's what we seek to avoid in doing the system. Okay, so this is how it works, and it means that it's incredibly powerful. If I click over here now, okay, and go by journal, this particular entity that I'm doing, Jedi 22, it only has 50 journals that move the opening balances to the closing balances. Everything you want to do in double entry is housed within this few number of journals. So it makes it so easy to go and look at and interrogate. You can see how everything links back, and the data always links back to the journal. So you can always see exactly how everything works. Okay. Now, one other aspect that I want to bring about is this system is not a forensic system in the traditional sense, but because of the clarity that we have, because of the totality of the populations, because it's so easy to see what's going on, it has a forensic capacity to it, where you can actually see. It's very, very hard to do things that are untrustworthy, or that might be misappropriation, because everywhere you can see exactly what's going on, and your senior management can interrogate this stuff very quickly, very easily, and see and ask questions as to what is happening here. And this is why it works so well from a due diligence point of view as well. When we run the system for due diligence, you can quickly see and ask questions about any particular population within the entire system. So I think that's what we want to show you in this video, is to show you that this is what lends the power, is the fact that the journals are programmatic. We have one unified database. The journals are programmatic. They're macro journals, so you only have a few journals, a few small journals, takes everything through. We don't have to worry about complicated correcting journals and this and that and trying to do reconciliations. Reconciliation completely fall away. We simply have what we need to see via the macro journal approach. Thank you very much.